when I'm not basking in the superior feeling of being the only guitar YouTuber to not post a fake outrage video about the Jacques Maturo scandal. I like to answer questions and comments again on YouTube, so let's get to it. How about a lesson on the open tuning of that guitar? I would love to do that. So the other day, I posted a video where I was shooting out some Earthworks omnidirectional mics, and I picked up this Gibson 42 reissue, and it was the best acoustic guitar sound I've ever gotten. And a lot of it was just because it was tuned to a tuning I've never seen before at my friend Adam's studio. This is it. We're gonna talk about it, talk about some cool things you can do. I've never seen this tuning before. It is DAC GCD, otherwise known as DAC-guckt. Okay? So, first of all, I even went to ChatGPT. I'm like, are there any famous songs with this tuning? There are not. Now, one thing that you may think is close is the... Now, it's really close to the Rain Song tuning. The only difference is it has an A string instead of the A being tuned down to G. But that's one of my favorite things about it. So again, D, A, C, G, C, D. Okay, so I only had like 45 seconds of messing around with this tuning before we actually shot that video, and I'm super pleased with how that came out. I'm actually gonna turn that into a song with my friend Lilu, what I was playing on that video. But I think the easiest way to maybe get your mind wrapped around a new tuning is to always think of a scale, right? It's like the first thing I noticed about this is low D, high D, okay? The second thing that I noticed about this is there aren't any sharps or flats in the tuning as some open tunings have, right? It's still all natural notes. So I'm thinking of this being in one of three keys, the key of G, the key of C, or the key of F. F being the only flat is a B, B flat. G, the only sharp is a F, F sharp. There aren't any Bs or Fs in this open tuning, so I can think of it in those terms, right? Now, I'm still getting kind of like a minor vibe. So it's like, all right, if I think of D minor, I always think of like, even in the key of C, I'm still thinking in the key of F because I love playing kind of like Lydian style stuff. So the first thing I did was this chord right here. Middle finger on the 3rd fret of, we'll still call it the E string, even though it's tuned down to a D. And then pointer finger 2nd fret on the highest string. So now these notes would be D, D sharp, E, F, A, C, right? And then it's like, okay, I'm already F, A, C. There's my F major chord, G, C. So that G would be like a F add 9. Now if I take this D and make it E, I get a true F major 7, okay? Then I can move the root down, then I can open it up. So I'm just taking one note, I made a little chord, using some music theory that I know, which you can do this in any open tuning, just be like, all right, find some common notes, find, like I know that a F major chord is a F, A, C, E, so how do I combine that in an open tuning way? There we go. I'm gonna walk that bass note down from an F to an E to a D, and then it's kind of like a cool vibe. And then the next thing you can think about is like, all right, well, since the highest string and the lowest string are both Ds, I can go through the notes in this key, right? If I'm thinking of the key C, if there's no sharps or flats, I'll go, all right, so D, whole step, E, F, G, A, B, C, back to D. So I've got D, whole step, half, whole, 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 half, whole. Okay? So now it's like, all right, well, I know where all my root notes are. So now I can be like, all right, maybe I want to go up to here. And then still build it around this open chord. And like, it's so easy. It's like, all right, I'm just targeting root notes and then letting the open suspended nature of the chord and the tuning take over, right? So for instance, if I'm thinking, all right, D, E, F, G, A, B, C, back to D. I can start going from here. And I can kind of take that, melody, take it on and off, hammer it back on. And again, I think it's really just utilizing like the beautiful nature of an acoustic guitar. Again, you can use a capo and then just play it in any key, thinking of how the voices relate to each other. But my take on stuff, especially when you have, you know, the low and high strings being the same note, just think of those as a bass note to move around and then start making chord shapes from there. And the cool thing is like how a lot of these are tuned, even the Rain Song, is like you get a suspended chord feel that feels just so good on acoustic guitars. It feels like you're levitating above the music, which brings us to the sponsor of today's video, Noisy Clan and their Levitate guitar hangers, right? So this is it. Luckily, this is it. This is all you need. I have some interesting shaped guitar bodies that don't always fit on hangers. Like my favorite electric guitar is a St. Vincent. My favorite acoustic guitar is the Sean Daniels Signature Martin. And there are no actual stands that hold the St. Vincent just because it has like a messed up kind of offset body. So these are like high quality, very easy to install wall hangers that look classy as well. So it comes with everything you need as far as setting it up. I'm the least handy person on earth. So it actually comes with this little guide on how to do it. You just do it, put some holes in there, boom, boom, drill, put it in, and then you have like a super high quality thing. It's pretty funny. Back at my Florida studio where I have most of my guitars hanging up, my brother went through and put a bunch of just like the cheap hangers on, and you can see that the cheap hangers are already starting to like sag, which is troublesome because I don't want like an expensive guitar to just fall off of a wall hanger. So Noisy Clan is awesome for making these and sponsoring the video. I'll have an affiliate link in the description if you want to check these out. Like I said, super easy to install. And it's just, it clears up floor space if you got a bunch of guitars lying around, and if you have like kids or animals or stuff running around or just irresponsible friends, it eliminates the possibility of them knocking it off a stand. I've also worked with Noisy Clan before. They make really cool stuff. They make a guitar circle of fifths wheel, which I'll also link you to because that thing has been very helpful for me just to kind of visualize how I see keys and stuff moving, which is very helpful to me even knowing that like, all right, I'm thinking of this in the key of C, but I'm focusing on this F. Now you can just move that circle of fifth wheel one over to F and be like, all right, it's the same notes, but instead of a B, I have a B flat. So if I wanted to do the same idea and then kind of like get rid of that tuning, all right, now I'm thinking of it being in the key of F, right? So here's my one chord, essentially, F on the top and bottom, whole step, half step would be where my B flat is, right? So I know that the 4 chord can also be major 7. So again, here's a root note and its octave. I can just go back one and now make this a major 7 chord with this tuning. B flat, major 7 to F major 7. And then I can think of G minor, A minor, B flat major, C major, totally different vibe, but I'm just thinking in a different grouping of keys or chords within a key. So I think that's super important. I personally like to think of this as C's kind of chord in, C's key, and then just revolving it around the F, and then still kind of resolving, fake resolving. This is my style. I love the sound of that, but again, it's a super interesting key, and according to ChatGPT, there are no other songs in this. It's nothing like the Rain song because the A string has not been tuned down. So don't be like trying to just copy the Rain song and trying to do credit for it, blah, 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 blah. Who, if I've learned anything the last couple weeks, you don't want to take credit for other people's music on YouTube. Otherwise, you get turbo canceled. Would never do that to Led Zeppelin. Just like Led Zeppelin would never take credit for a song that somebody else wrote. Anyways, the move is to always levitate above the drama. We'll answer the next question now.
Good job. Everybody may not see you now because you said exactly what they told you to say, regardless that you know it sounds like crap.
A lot of people sure are angry that I did an unboxing of an Aeroband guitar. So full disclosure, they sent this guitar out. I tried a version of this guitar like years ago that was really bad and just didn't work. Like my thing on this channel is like, I'm not gonna promote something that just doesn't work or sucks. And also I'm not gonna make a video about something that sucks if a company sends it in good faith and doesn't work. Like it's so hard to like start like a business and stuff like that. Like yeah, I'm not gonna shill anything that just sucks. But yeah, Arrow sent me a guitar a couple years ago. Didn't work. Didn't make a video on it. I just emailed them like, hey, this thing doesn't work. You don't want me to make a video on this? And they're like, okay, sorry. And then they came back, they fixed it, and they sent it to me, and I unboxed it, and I did an actual demo of it that isn't doctored or altered in any way. I think it's just kind of a cool product. Again, it's not for everybody. It doesn't sound as good as like a Martin guitar does, but like if you have arthritis, basically what it is like a smart guitar that like there aren't strings, there are sensors that kind of look like strings, but you can't like bend them. Like it's essentially a MIDI triggered guitar system that like, yeah, could have some real value. Like if you have like bad arthritis in your fretting hand, it is the sensation of playing a guitar that is elevated above Guitar Hero. But people were so upset. Like the amount of negativity in the comments made this video get so many more views than I was even anticipating, which just kind of shows you where we are in 2025. They're like, I could have a super helpful video. This is good vibes all around, and YouTube doesn't really care about it. But if I just unbox and give like an honest, thoughtful guitar demo, not even a review, just a demo, I'm not saying, hey, buy it. It's like, this is it. Sounds cool, right? Doesn't sound cool? Whatever. Say in the comments. It's like the enragement of people is what causes something to be seen by more and more people. So whatever. But yeah, a lot of salty comments on that one. I could just maybe do a a salty compilation video just from that video alone. So let me know if you wanna see me dunk on myself in the salty blues voice for probably 30 minutes because that video has like 200 plus comments and counting already. But yeah, it works now, so congratulations. Where can we listen to the French track at the end? Yeah, thank you. So this was on a polyend drum pedal video that I did, and I kind of used it to demo a song that I'm working on with Lilu that's in French because I have such an easier time working on music that is sung in languages I don't understand because I don't think the lyrics are cringy. I agonize over the lyrics in the music that I write. And it's so hard to do, but if it's in French, it's like, I don't even know what it says. So yeah, I'll link you to that video because I'm super happy with how the music in that turned out. And we've got like a bunch more coming out. So hopefully I'll have a version of it on Spotify in like maybe like a month or two. But yeah, stay tuned for that because Lilu's an amazing singer. Very lucky to be working with her. And I'm stoked with how that song is coming out. All right, listening homework, I'm gonna link you to a song by Sweet 93 called Stars Above. Just perfect indie sad girl music. Totally my vibe. The only thing that would make it better is a nice open tuned guitar hanging on a beautiful Noisy Clan Levitate guitar hanger. So thank you again to Noisy Clan for sponsoring the video. Like I said, it's worth investing in these because you're not gonna have to worry about them sagging, your guitar falling off of it. It's sleek looking, it looks kind of cool. This is like a cool brushed looking, I mean, look at that, come on, let's go. Let's go, guys, this is great. So yeah, let me know if you have any questions or comments and I will talk about them in the next video. See you next time.